I am live. Hello, world. I'm live. I'm also going to have a little bit of root beer. Diet root beer. See, diet. Oy. You got your iPad going?
Mm-hmm.
What does that say?
Now live.
No, I know that. I see that. It says something else over here. I don't know.
Vince Goodram is doing his own live.
I don't give a shit. Why do you care about that? Who gives a shit? Don't go on there. You're not on there, right? You make him think it's me.
No.
Fuck that. Here we go. What is that?
Your live.
No, but what the hell was that shit? Huh? Commercial. There's people popping on now. What's going on, guys?
Johnson. Hey, bud, how is everything for you? Godzilla, hello.
How you guys doing, man?
Pablo Suarez. Good evening, Greg.
What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Friday. What's going on? How's everybody doing? I see Abdel Torres. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, Greg? I was watching the old Country Crush videos.
Oh, the old Country Crush videos.
The old school magazines, and those were.
I have a lot of those old school magazines. I got magazines from the 30s, the 40s. You know, those. My girlfriend sells all my shit, but not that. Those are not for sale. Oh, Jesus! And watch what you say because they can hear everything you say. What's going on, Garrett? How you doing, Garrett? Are you the same guy that's friends with Joe Zapata? Because I know he said he has a friend Garrett that comes on here. I'm not sure if are you friends with Joe? Gregory Johnson, what's going on? Cars in the shop again.
Money is out the door.
Yeah, I know the story. Gregory Johnson. I believe me, I got 2 cars and they both suck. But you know, I don't deserve a good car. Richie B, what's going on?
Abdel Torres, I'm back to watching those videos.
Yeah, Adil, those videos were fun to do. You know, I still work with Joe Pietaro. It's just that I do the magazine with him. I don't really do the videos because the Country Crush. I don't know whatever happened to what's his name from Country Crush. I have no idea. No, not the same. Is a fan of yours? Okay. Well, thank you, Garrett. I appreciate that. Gregg Valentino for Trump VP. Yeah, I wish. I'll tell you, I would run for local. One of the guys I grew up with over here, I went to high school with, was the senator for New York, Terrence Murphy. I was in high school with him. You know, we're still friends. He used to train at my gym. He's a chiropractor, became a state senator. You know, so I grew up with him since he was a little boy. You know, so. And then AOC went to my high school. Of course, she went years later, but AOC grew up right down the street from me. Right, she went to high school with my nieces, my sister's kids. You know, so you know she's not from the Bronx or anything. She's from here. You know, I'm more from the Bronx than she is. I got out of there when I was 13. She's been living here since she's 2. Anyway, she's full of shit.
Greg, is Game Face still a thing?
Yes, Game Face is still a thing. What happened was, the one brother died that made that stuff. So I think they're going to either put up the new website or they're going to put it on eBay for the moment. I'm not sure if he's going to continue to do it. They might just, you know, sell it till it runs out. I don't know. The one brother. My girlfriend helps them. So my girlfriend's probably going to help run it and everything because the one brother just died. The smart one just died. I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say that. But the smart one is the one that died. Yeah, Game Face is still a thing. You guys can message my girlfriend, you know, or you know, hit me up off of that, and she'll get it to you. But I think they might throw it up on eBay because you know they took time with the website, and then it goes down, and then GoDaddy like gets rid of all the files that are there, and I don't know if they want to do the new files because he's not sure if he's going to keep it or not. You know, the one brother. So right now they're still selling it. It's really good. I still take it. I just took it before I did this show. Wait, where the hell I put it? Anyway, it's over there somewhere.
What are you looking for?
The game face. But anyway, so that's So I'll tell you. Go probably for now. They'll put it on eBay and then she'll sell it for them. Look, you don't have to. Here's smart on it.
Did you end up wiping with the Obama toilet
Did I
paper?
what? Here, look. See, I just took it. Yeah, she got it from over there. I take that.
I guess this is.
I'll take it again.
I guess Abdel Torres.
I love it because it hits the brain. What happened?
I guess Abdel Torres is the one that sent you the Obama toilet paper.
No. The guy who sent me the Obama toilet paper was from Jersey.
He's asking, did you end up wiping with the Obama toilet paper?
No, he's watching the videos. Abdel's watching my old videos.
Okay.
Diet root beer. Wait, how do you turn the shit? Right there. See, diet root beer. I hate when people are like, oh, that's so bad for your diet. Soda's bad. No, it's not. I'm a freaking diabetic. It doesn't affect my sugar at all. Doesn't affect the gut. Nothing. Regular soda, forget about it. Sugar go through the ceiling. Then I got to hit insulin, and I don't want to do that. But anyway, what else is going on, guys? Gregory's asking me to purchase the game face. Yeah, you know what, Lucia? Why don't you tell Mitch? You put it on.
I'll put your Instagram account on there so they can message you on Instagram.
Yeah, go to Instagram or message me on Instagram or message me off my website, and then they'll get it to you. It's just it's a glitch, is all it is. The website expired. He didn't renew it because the smart one died, the one that handled everything, and this one is, I love him, but he's a Momo. And Lucia helps him, so now she'll finish it off, and we'll see if they're going to continue it or not. I don't know, because the one brother died. But it's good. It's great stuff, bro. I take it all the time.
I think this is some other person who always deals with depression and stuff like that, because
What?
he's asking you,
Who?
Greg, when you wake up every morning,
That's
are
Garrett.
you excited to get out of bed, or do you procrastinate?
No, Garrett, I'm excited to get out of bed. I'm not. I'm like everybody else. It's normal to have depression. I don't really get depression. I have, when things are really heavy and bothering me, I would call it, I get more blue than I do depression. Just like, oh man, like that kind of shit. But I don't get depressed where I can't breathe or, I don't have that mechanism in me. I have in the past when I was younger, but I've grown to, when everybody around you just died and, there's a lot of bad shit's happening. Eventually you learn, you get hardened and you learn how to do things, so I don't really get that way. But, if you guys want to talk about stuff like that, I'd be more than happy to help you, because it's what most people don't understand is depression and different things like that is normal under certain circumstances. You have somebody die, your job's going down there. But if you're depressed just because, I don't know, life sucks and I don't have any money, well, you got to do something about that. Because the old saying, there's no help coming. Nobody's going to come and save your ass. If you're hanging off the cliff, you're going to have to pull yourself up off that cliff. You know what I mean? You can't expect somebody else to bail you out. Usually it doesn't happen,
So Garrett says, I think it's because you don't use social media. That makes a lot of people depressed and stay in bed.
Well, you know what it is, Garrett? Social media is definitely, if you get too caught up in it, you got to just realize what it is. It's social media. It's almost like watching a movie. What you're watching is not real. You understand what I'm saying? My girlfriend's sitting right here next to me. So I don't, my girlfriend grew up in a sheltered life, and I'm not going to say anything deep, but she never saw a movie in a movie theater until she was 18 years old. And when I first met her, it wasn't much after that. And when we'd watch TV, if there was a guy who was a cop or something like that in a movie, and she would actually almost ask me, is he really a cop? And I'm like, no, he's an actor. Do you understand? Like, that's not real.
Yeah, you're already doing too much.
No, I know, but it's not throwing you under the bus, but I'm just explaining to people that most of the social media shit is all bullshit. You see the girl, the Hawk 2 girl, she didn't get where she was because of talent or anything like that. But I like what's happened to her. You know why? Because she got lucky. She won. She got a lottery ticket and she won. Okay. When you watch her on the show, she's the most innocent person. She doesn't know, like most people, you go down Times Square and you ask all these young people, what's Kamala, Kamala. What's her, What's her last name? What's the last name of the vice president? They would know. Most people don't know. I don't know. Who is the vice president? A lot of people don't even know. They're so shocked.
They don't even know.
Wait, hold on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, it's the same thing with a lot of stuff. So this girl's so naive. You know, she got an agent, and the agent's putting her on all these shows. And like she was on Bill Maher, and she's like, you know, never even heard of you before. Like I got in this show. She never watched that stuff. We watched Bill Maher because we're into all that, you know, political shit or whatever. But she didn't do it. So, and her answer, she's just so innocent. She's almost like this, like just this average, you know, person that just got a lucky fucking break. And now, God bless her. Let her make all the money she's got. You know. She didn't get there because of the talent. It's you horny motherfuckers are the ones who put her there by making that video viral. What? Because some girl goes, I go hot too on that thing. You know what? Because she blows on it, spits on a dick, and then I guess sucks it or jerks it off, whatever. That to me is shit. I get that every night. It's so fucking shit. What, you know, like what? You know, but hey, listen, I'm happy for her. Because she's just an average. These other girls, though, they're working. If she's not, you know, she wasn't some girl on Instagram or face. What do you call it? That you know, OnlyFans and all that shit. She wasn't doing all that shit. She was just some girl that happened to be walking on the street. I think they went to a concert or something like that. And some guys out there asking questions. You know, what do? You know, turn on a guy, whatever the fuck. So she got lucky. You understand what I'm saying? She got lucky. She wasn't some OnlyFans girls that became fan. I do OnlyFans and I make money. Does it? You know, you schmucks that fucking hand girls money because they're hot. Is, you know, that's what happens. So I don't let social media get to me, Garrett. I don't allow it to get to me. And you're right. I don't really. My girlfriend handles most of my social media because I'm old school. I don't give a shit about it. You know. I'm here to help you guys. Any movies I've done and all that shit, I got lucky, just like the Hot 2 girl. I fell into it, you know what I mean? I didn't, like, you know, bust my balls or any of that shit. I fell into that, you know? So, anyway, that's the name of that. So, what else is going on here, guys?
Greg, do you do any coaching?
Oh, who asked me that?
Pablo Alonzo?
Do I do any coaching? I don't really like doing that shit too much. You know why? Because I give too much of myself. I know that sounds fucked up, but I've done stuff where I've done, you know, people by the hour coaching thing. And then 2.5 hours later, my girlfriend's opening the door going, what are you doing? It's 2.5 hours later, you know? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm still talking to the guy and helping the guy. You know, I always give too much of me. And then later on, it's like, it drains me. So, you know, I don't really like doing it. I don't mind it more in person. Like if somebody was in the gym, you know, because then I could show you like that. You know, I think I don't mean to be cocky, but I think I know more than most of these fucking guys. You know, it's just not the contest prep today with all the drugs and everything. I come from a different drug era. You know what I mean? And today, the drugs today, I don't even know half these drugs these guys are using. When it comes to the actual training in the gym, I'll smoke anybody. But again, I go too far, and then you know. Anyway, so that's, you know, I could do so much. You guys know, I could be sitting here. I do personal training. Listen, if any of you guys want it, you know, I'm the opposite of that guy, Wes Watson or whatever the hell his name is. You know, the guy that fucking tells everybody off and fuck you and all to his own clients and shit. I'm the opposite. I tell people, you know, you really want me to do that? You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm an idiot, but
Hey, Greg, do you think you would have ever considered doing a cycle in Mexico, considering all the open use of anabolics?
1 second. Wait, Rich B asked me, don't that have no name diet root beer in that part of it? Don't have. Oh, he's saying, I guess he's saying Canada, they don't have no name. This is just a store brand.
Hey, Greg,
this is that. What about Mexico now? She's Mexican. We'll see it.
New York City, Chris. Hey, Greg, do you think you would have ever considered doing a cycle in Mexico, considering all the open use of anabolics?
Would I do a cycle? So that's New York, Chris. Would I do a cycle in Mexico? I mean, no. I mean, like, I don't want to go I wouldn't go all the way down there just to get shit. You know what I mean? Listen, when I was a drug dealer, and I was the drug dealer, you know that Dave will tell you half the shit he got from me. I sold it to dealers who sold it to, you know. I sold to dealers. I didn't come to a gym and some guy wants. Can I get a bottle of test? It wasn't like that. I did it for a few guys if I was friends with them and I knew them. For the most part, I would sell in big lots. There's a guy who needs 2,000 vials. I would move it like that. I sold big numbers. Now, I got pharmaceutical shit. I like pharmaceutical stuff. I'm paranoid about all this. There's no such thing as Test 200 or Sustanon that comes in big vials. Yes, there is. I got it from Red Dragon or whatever. That's stuff that's made in a lab that's not a real lab. That's a bootleg lab. That's some guys that are making that in their own little lab thing. You get what I'm saying? But there's no pharmacy unless they sell bootleg shit. There's no pharmacy that is going to sells that shit. So you're getting bootleg stuff. So I'd rather get the right. Plus, guys, listen. Rich Piana had everybody thinking, whatever it takes. I understand that thinking, but there's too much emphasis on drugs right now. You know what I mean? I took a lot of drugs because I had already gone as far as I could natural. So I was 23 years natural, so I felt like I earned it. Okay. Look at me now. I'm still built and shit like that. And, I don't take anything. I take 200 milligrams, and I just started taking it again because, remember, I had the operation and everything. 200 milligrams once every 10 days of Tessipin. And that's with a doctor. It's from, I get from a doctor. Okay. So it's not me on my own or me getting from Joe Matarazzi from the gym. It's because I get it from a doctor. It's a woman doctor, too, by the way, which is, that's very liberal. And, she gives me 200 milligrams. And because I killed my testosterone, without it, I have and I don't get anything on my build. I don't notice any difference. What I notice is the Bishu Ligad fucking, works. My brain feels better. You know what I mean? Joints don't hurt as much. I'm 64 years old, but I'm not I don't get jacked from it. If you take it away from my build, I don't really notice much on the build at all. My build is still my build. I built it naturally, so I still have it. But I wouldn't go crazy with all the drugs today. It's insane. The sport's eventually going to have to come back. You know what I mean? Guy Schwarzenegger is almost around 6'2", competed at 225. I mean, what the fuck? You got guys now, my height and shorter. I'm 5'6". You got guys like 5'3" going in there, 220. So Schwarzenegger would be Jesus. He's like 12 pounds off of the 212 class. You know what I mean? That's insane. And, it's not that the human being is evolved. It's just that the drugs today, drugs play too much of a part in the sport. If you're not a fucking drug addict, there's girls walking around with 20-inch cannons, and they're ripped. 20-inch arms. Who the fuck wants that? You guys talk about trannies. Bro. And you got these guys dating these girls that talk like this and shit, and they're like just like a dude, you know what I mean? They got fucking on the back, they got traps like this and thick muscle all around the back and everything, they're weighing 210 and shit. It's a chick, dude, you're out of your mind. You might as well date a fucking guy. I don't know. I just watched a great video. With Andrew Tate. Sometimes I like Andrew Tate. Sometimes he gets a little bit much. When he starts shoving shit in your face, I think he gets a little bit too much. But he had this great video where he said, would you rather fuck Megan Fox with a penis or Hulk Hogan with a vagina? So if Megan Fox was once a dude and transgendered into this beautiful Megan Fox, right, which she is now, even if she still had a penis, or would you rather fuck a genetic woman that now took all the steroids and looks just like Hulk Hogan, jacked, I'll rip out your neck and shit down the hole, right?
Christopher K said, I'll take a hot trans over a female bodybuilder.
Right, so Christopher K said he'd take the hot trans over.
Terminator Jews.
Me don't put out for nothing. I've been around trannies that you guys you would never know. You'd be like, I don't believe it. I don't believe that was trans.
Terminator Juice, $9.99.
Oh, Terminator Juice. Thank you, my brother.
What's up, the Rambling Freak? Thanks for another stream. Yesterday, I overdosed on pre-workout, and I felt horrible until 5 in the afternoon.
Terminator.
Today, I'm totally fine now. Did you ever overdose?
Yes, Terminator Juice. I've taken so much pre-workout in the 90s sometimes. I would take too many ephedrins, You know, I'm very sensitive to that shit. And I took too many ephedrins, right? So I would actually almost work the opposite on me. It would get me so up that I'd almost have to lay down and let it come down a little bit in order for my heart to get back, in order for me to, because it's just over there. Now I live by a totally different creed. Sip it. Sip. Take a bang or a pre-workout and you take a couple sips. That's it. And if you feel you need more, you can always take another sip. But if you take the whole fucking thing, if you drink a whole can of Bang or a whole fucking pre-workout, it's in you. Now you can't get it out of you. Now you have to ride it out. It's better to take a sip and wait. Let it start hitting you. And if you need a little bit more, you take another sip or two. And you wait. Let it start hitting you. And then once it, now I'm right where I need to be. But you want to be over. Oh, I like to fly, but I don't want to be a rocket man. I just want to soar through the air. You know what I'm saying? So my best advice is take a sip and then, you know, give it a little bit of time. And 10, 15 minutes later, if you're not where you want to be, take another sip or two sips. That's all. See where it takes you, you know, like that. You know, I like to mix the, and I'm not trying to sell shit. I don't give two fucks. I just took two a minute ago. I like to mix I like a, you know, smart drug. I like that. You know, whatever you're, you know, the game face is obviously the best in my opinion, but that's here or there. You know, 800 milligrams of lion's mane. It's got heparazine, all this other bullshit in it. But the thing is, I like things that stimulate the brain, and then I like to fly. So if I mix the two together, you know what I mean? I feel much better. I like to focus and feel up. Focus and feel up. I don't want to just fly though. I don't want to be a rocket man where I'm like fucked up, where I'm like, oh my God. Because there's times, a long time ago, in the 90s, when I owned my own gym, and I would pop ephedrine. You gotta remember, I'm sensitive, bro. Like one ephedrine, and I go through the fucking ceiling. I'm like way up there. I'm up around the moon, you know, and I'm flying. And then I gotta go, oh shit, I actually have to lay down. It almost makes you tired. It's weird how that works. It almost makes me tired, so high that I get tired, and I have to actually come down from it. You know what I mean? In order to where I can like go. You know, so my recommendation is little bits until you get to where you go, where you want to be. Do you understand? Little bits until you get to, here I am. What?
Question. Masculinity has been attacked. Joe Sanchez.
By
society for a while now, since you have been around different types of men throughout the decades.
Mm-hmm.
What is your definition as to what makes a man a true masculine person?
Okay, is it Joe Sanchez?
Joe Sanchez.
Joe Sanchez wants to know about masculinity being attacked, and what do I think about men? Listen to me. Being a man. Being a man isn't being jacked. That has nothing to do with being men. There's a lot of guys who are jacked who are pieces of shit. Okay, there's a lot of guys who are jacked who, you know, fake tough guys. You know what I'm saying? All that doesn't make you a man. Big kicking ass does not make you a man. You know what makes you a man? The way you treat your girl, the way you carry yourself, the way you provide. Capiche? The way you know. I like having children. I like being good to children. I'm good to everybody. I don't, you know, when you see me on RX Muscle, you know, sometimes, you know, there's little tiffs and shit. I don't get involved in that shit. I don't want to put, you know, I don't do the attacking. The only time I attacked, the only time I lost it was when Boston Lloyd's mother said that her own husband, her ex-husband, Boston Lloyd's father, and his ex-wife won't let her see the children when she was one of the caretakers of the children. And Boston would not want that. And I don't, because it was done to me. Okay. It was done to me by, you know, my ex, and, you know, so I a little bit lost it there. But other than that, I don't get on shit. You got to carry yourself like a man. You got to, you know, I take care of my girl. You know what I'm saying? I do good by her. You know, we don't fight. You understand? We don't fight. We're best friends. You got to be your girl's best friend. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how tough you are. That don't mean anything. There's a lot of guys who kick ass and everything, but they're not real men. There's a lot of guys in jail who think they're tough guys. They come out of jail, they brag about it. You know, you got that guy, you know, always talking shit, you know, that trainer there, that Watson dude, whatever the fuck. That doesn't make you a man. That's not masculine. That doesn't make you a man. How do you treat your girl? How do you carry yourself? What do you do to make the world a better place? Dude, just my girlfriend will tell you, I see people stranded on the road. We were coming home on vacation one time, and I was driving 6 fucking hours, and there was a guy broken down. I helped him with his car, and I had to go back. I took him to a gas station. He ran out of gas. I took him back. I went back about a half hour back north, right where I just came from. Took him, it brought him right back again. And then, you know, she'll tell you how many times I've helped people like that. I give, you know, we'll come out of a restaurant, I'll give somebody the food that we had. You know, I don't, you know, that's the way I am.
That's what Christopher K says. Being a man is about character, not material things or beating people up.
Yes, Christopher K's right. You know, when you see all these guys, I'll kick your fucking ass. That's not a man, bro. That's not a man, because there's always somebody tougher. And you know what? This means nothing. This means nothing. All these guys that talk about, you know, I was in jail, I was a shot caller early. You're fucking full of shit. I was in jail with some kid. I've told you guys about that. A little fucking kid. He was 18 years old. There's big motherfuckers in that jail. And, you know, I was only in a county jail. I was never in prison. So, you know, but I'm saying, you know, and these guys are all in prison. We're in club fed anyway. You're sitting around taking steroids and working out and shit. But anyway, you know, that little kid fucking, you know, nobody wanted to fuck with him. You know why? Because he stuck a fork in some big dude's eye and he didn't give a shit. There's crazy and then there's tough. Tough means nothing. Means nothing. There's little guy, that little motherfucker would have waited till Mike Tyson turned his head and would have took two forks like this right from behind and then would have bit his ear. There's insanity, you know what I mean? And those people. So this does not make you a man. What makes you a man is your heart, how you treat children, how you treat women, and all that stuff, how you carry yourself to other men. You know, that's just the way I look at it, you know, and it's just me. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I don't care about your gender. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care if you're gay, straight. I don't care about that. You know what I mean? I don't give two shits about that. Whatever your deal, just don't push it on me. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I don't like.
Tough guys don't talk. They just attack.
Right. Tough guys don't talk. I don't ever fucking like pound my chest or whatever. If I have to handle myself, I can handle myself extremely well, but I don't do that shit. You know, in the old days, this one will tell you, when she first met me, I was crazy. I get out of the car, want to fight. I don't do any of that anymore. None of it. You're on my ass with your brights. Okay, let me pull over, let you pass me. You know what I mean? You're fucking all over the place on the road. I don't fucking pull guys over, pull guys out of car. I used to do that. I don't do any of that shit anymore. I grew up. You know what I mean? I don't do anything past me. Go ahead.
Rich B says a real man is a good guy.
Yeah, Rich B, you're right. A real man is a good guy. But you got to carry yourself like a man. You can't listen, you guys. You don't fucking fight over stupid shit with your girlfriend. Like, who left his shoes in the middle of the room? Like, if that's like a big deal for you, you got problems. You know what I mean? And you got to listen to your girl. You got to treat her the way she wants to be treated. And you don't punch holes in the walls around the house. Then you fucking look like an idiot because now you got to fix the hole, or you hurt your hand, you know. And, you know, you can't, like I always say, you can't force a girl to be with you. If you caught your girl in bed with another guy, you're going to beat up the guy. So you know what happens? You're going to go to jail. Now she's going to be with that guy while you're in jail. So you're going to sit with a bunch of fucking momos in jail, right? A bunch of other losers. While your girl's at home, like this, with that guy sleeping in your bed, fucking wiping his fucking picho ligado off with your towels and shit, maybe even wearing your clothes while you're in fucking jail. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The girl doesn't want to be with you, let her go. Fuck, what are you going to do? No, you're going to love me. You're going to be with me. I don't care. That's fucking macho asshole shit. And there's a reason why. If you go for a girl with just looks and all that shit, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get.
Greg, do you think you would have had a happier life had you stopped selling drugs and just ran your gym?
Who asked me that?
Garrett
asked me, would I have had a happier life if I, stop selling drugs and just ran my gym? I probably would have had a different life, maybe happier. I was a piece of shit. I'm not lying. I was a piece of shit. Okay. I cheated on my wife constantly. I rubbed her nose in it. She was so depressed over me cheating because she loved me to death. She used to tell me, I remember when we finally broke up, she told me, I had you on a pedestal. I thought no man could even match you. You were so great. And then as soon as I got involved in the drug dealing and all this other shit, I was robbing. I'm not going to lie. I robbed a few houses. I did some bad things, I had guns. I was arrested. You can Google my arrest. I was arrested with 2 handguns.
Your book is great.
Thank you. Who said it? Abdil Torres. Thank you. You read my book. I was a piece of shit. I'm not lying. I told you that this guy came to my house, was a friend of mine, childhood friend, came to my house, and he was trying to rob my house. My wife took my children in the bathroom and hid because they were coming in at 2 a.m. And she called me on the phone. They're coming in the house. They're coming in the house. I ran over there. I told you guys, I think a week or two ago, I had 2 handguns in my hands. They heard me pulling in the fucking, it was in a, apartment complex. They heard me pull, they ran, they parked their bikes. They had motorcycles. They parked their bike. I think it was one bike actually, but they had, it was 2 guys. And they had, there's the fucking, here's the apartment, the complex. It was a condo. I owned the condo. And there's a little bit of grass, and then there was a fucking woods. And in the woods, there was a service road. They parked there. And when I got there, they were running through the woods and jumped on their bike. I had 2 handguns. If I caught them, I told you 2 weeks ago, I said this on the same show here, that in my brain, I was, not only was I going to kill them, I kept saying, I was driving, how can I kill them motherfuckers? I had the 2 guns right here on my fucking lap. And I said, when I get there, I'm going to fucking kill them. Make sure you put it in the head. Put it in the fucking head. They go down on the ground. You put them in the head. You put them in the fucking head. I'm going to fucking kill them both. I'm going to put it in their heads. And I was going to do that. And in my mind, in my brain, I was justified. Right? So I would have shot them, boom, boom, boom. And then when they went down, I would have walked right above them and shot them in the fucking head. And I seen that. I seen that with my own 2 eyes in person. And you don't know what that's like when you see somebody murdered. Okay? I've seen some bad shit. Trust me. And I think back about this. She knows. She'll tell you everything. She knows. I think back about that and I say, oh my God, God was looking out for me. God was looking out for me because I already did crazy things. Nothing bad like, killing anybody. But I did some fucking bad shit that I got away with. I did robbing houses and shit. I did fucking insane shit. Walking down the street with the guy that I burglarized the house with fucking shit in my hands like this. This is almost 40 years ago. It's a long time ago. Like 1990 shit. I was walking, I did with the fucking shit in my hands right down the street. Cops could have came up and, we were fucking, I did the most insane shit. Really insane. If you read my book, there could be a book too. There's stuff that wasn't even in that book. But I was an asshole. And then when you go to jail and you're sitting around with all these other losers and you realize things and you see how important, because you can't see your children. And now the guy who was your enemy is now with your wife, and now he's got your children and he's raising them, and you're in jail with a bunch of fucking savages.
This person is
you learn real quick,
This person is asking the same thing again. Greg,
What's that?
Greg, do you remember what was in Sten? I have 4 bottles of Sten. It might not be the same.
Who asked me that?
Abdil Torres.
Abdil Torres. I don't know. Anyway, so I know I'm repeating myself, but I was an asshole. I don't do any of that shit anymore. Okay, none. I got away with things. I could tell you a fucking million stories. Shit, I got away with. I shouldn't have gone away with it. God was looking out for me. I'll tell you one in a second. Let me answer Abdil.
And somebody wrote no friends in drug world.
What happened?
No friends.
Oh, dude, who wrote that?
Danny Savage draft.
Danny Savage, dude, you are so 100% right. Because this friend, I stuck up for him. I said to my partner, it's not him. It's not. My partner was like, you stupid motherfucker, it's him. I had his shit hidden in certain spots, and only 2 or 3 guys knew. And that spot would always get lit. And I was like, there's no way it's him. And sure enough, it was.
Will Debley, that's why we love you, bro.
Oh, shit, Will Debley, how you doing, my brother? I just saw you were doing a movie or something. God bless you, Will. I hope everything's well with you. So I did stupid things. Real quick, deal with the Sten. I always heard it was DHT. Dave Palumbo says, no, it's DHEA. Now, I don't, dude, that did not hit me like no DHEA. That hit me like DHT. When I took Sten, I got bigger, harder, stronger. My Pisha God fucking was always ready to go. I was like, I loved Sten. That was me, though. You know what I mean? So Dave keeps telling me, no, it was DHEA. And I thought it was DHT, pure DHT.
I didn't do nothing. Says be careful. Make sure everything you talk about is past the statute limitation.
Oh yeah. Who said that?
I didn't do nothing.
I didn't do nothing. Yes. So you're talking a long time ago. You learn from your mistakes. Do you understand what I'm saying? You learn from your mistakes. I did stupid things. I'm 100%. I told you, I don't let anything bother me. I met her. Me and her have been together like 18 years. You know what I mean? even before her, I stopped all that shit. You know, guys are fucking. If I get a guy on a car and he's on my ass, I don't pull that. I'll kill you. Fuck you. You know, I just okay. Let him pass me. Go ahead, pass me. Go ahead, bye. You know what I mean? I don't wish. I hope you crash. I don't do any of that shit. Just like I don't do, you know, no road rage stuff. I don't get, you know, you yell, scream, guy scream out the window, fuck you. And I'm like, okay, fuck me. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. It's words. You know, there comes a time where you grow up. A lot of guys do stupid things when they're young. A lot, you know. But there comes a time when you grow up. You know, I had to grow up. You know, losing my kids and my ex-wife. My ex-wife was great. She was 100% perfect. I was 100% wrong. It wasn't 99. Well, she kind of, no. It was 100%. That poor girl, I cheated on her and rubbed her nose in it 1,000,000 times. She forgave me 1,000,000 times until the straw, the straw that broke the camel's back. So, you know, you have to, yeah, but you learn these things. Sometimes life, you know, you got to learn the hard way. Sometimes you got to smash on the ground and realize, holy shit, you know, I'm not that tough. I'm not that fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I'm a totally different. I've been with this girl 18 years. I've never beat her up or put my hands around her. I wouldn't hurt her. If I did something like that, it would kill me. I would never want to live with myself. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with his violence. She's my best friend. I tell her, she knows my deepest, darkest secrets, and I know hers, and it's okay. It doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? We could talk about anything. I'll if I see a picture of a guy that I notice she thinks is hot, I'll say, "Oh, I know you like this guy." Or we could be walking in the mall. She could say, "Oh, that guy's cute." I'll say, "Yeah, you know, I get it." You know what I mean? I can say, "Oh, look at that girl's ass." She'll be like, "Oh, yeah, she's cute." We have it like that. You know why? Because I'm not dead and she's not dead. I'm an ugly motherfucker, but I'm lucky she likes ugly guys. You know, it's okay for her to see a guy and think he's cute. She's not going to act upon it. You know, we're very close. I'm not going to act upon it. I would never cheat on her. Never. But what I did to my ex-wife was terrible. And, you know, I suffered for it. I had to learn the hard way. You know, I had to learn the hard way. My kids are everything.
Somebody wrote, Greg is an amazing guy. His videos helped me during some tough times in my life, especially his video on parasympathetic.
Who said that?
Let me finish reading.
Oh.
Especially his video on parasympathetic nervous system and calming down. Ardian Husanovic. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, I just want to say to my boy Will Delby. Yeah, thank you, Will. Yes, the statue. I was, you know, we're talking 90s here. You know what I mean? Like a long time ago. I was arrested in 2000. So it's way before that stuff. So yeah. So, but you're right, my brother. Now, who said that, Lucia?
Ardian Husanovic.
Ardian. Okay, Hasanovic. Right. I mean, I appreciate. Yes, the Paris. You know, you got to learn to calm down. You know what I mean? You know, your fight or flight. You know, there's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, right? You know, and you got to learn that the fight or flight. You got to be able to control that shit too. I'm not being chased. You're not being chased by a bear. You know, there's no lion chasing you. You know what I mean? Some people stress the slightest little things. If a guy's on your ass with headlights or he's on your bumper, what are you going to do? You're going to get out and fight him. Today, guys got guns. You get shot. You know what I mean? I see videos of that shit all the time. Who needs that? You're going to get out with a bat. I'll kill you. Then you're going to sit in jail with a bunch of savages. You know, it's not my fault. You know, he had his pride to my eyes. Who cares? Goodbye. Pass me. Come on, that's what I do. Pass it. They scream out the window, "Fuck you!" You know, when they pass me, "Thank you." You know, what I mean, I don't. You know, I'm not going to go fight them for that. It's, you know, in the old days, I would have chased them. You know, but then, you know, I'm old, dude. I'm 64 years old. You know what I mean? I'm no Hercules. You know, I'm not like that shit anymore. That shit's done. Go ahead, Lou.
Greg, is it really true that you got your gallbladder removed? LOL.
Oh God, forget that.
Did you forgive your wife for trying to keep the kids away from you?
Who asked me that?
Jack Krasser.
Jack Krasser. Did I forgive my wife for trying to keep the? You know, it hurt me. You know, but I hurt her so bad. He's asking, did I forgive my wife for trying to keep the kids away from me? I do. I you know, it hurt me though. You know, because she couldn't stop my daughter from seeing me, but she did get my son. You know, because my daughter was young and she stayed with me, but my son did not. he was hurt by it. So I didn't see my, the hard part is, my son was like 10 years old. And then the next time I kind of, saw him, like made up with him and even was able to talk to him, he was 19. So I missed, he had the high voice, and then I missed him now. He's like, what I'm saying? I missed all the going on his first date, going through high school, all that shit. I missed all that shit, I was kept away. I wasn't allowed to go, I used to have arguments with the stepfather and shit. And, my son came out with a bat, well, not a bat, a broomstick, and he was going to hit me with it, you don't know. So I went through a lot of shit. She paid me back, but
Danny Savage says that breaks my heart.
Now don't let it break your heart. Listen, you can't be an asshole. Okay. Fuck around and find out, right? The new thing. That's the new saying. Fuck around and find, you're an asshole, and you're mean to people, and you're bad to people, and you do stupid things, and you deserve what comes. Like when I got locked up and I sat in jail, I didn't blame the cops, it's their fault. I didn't blame the guys around me or my ex-wife or any of that shit. I was mad at myself because it was stupid. And what's going to come. You don't just, guys that sell steroids, even though it's not drugs per se, it's illegal. Okay. So you don't do illegal activity and just think you're going to be able to do that and get away with it. There's nobody that's not gotten like, oh shit, I've been doing it 20 years and I've never gotten in any trouble. It's going to happen. And I knew it, but my brain was too far gone, and then when it happened, I had to see the light. God made me see the light. Some people don't see the light, they go right back to that shit. Not me. I could have made a ton of money going back to it. I would never do that, ever. I'd rather be broke and happy and have my family and my kid's hero and shit. That means more to me than any money. You can't buy that. Do you understand? You can't buy, if any of you guys are out there and you have children and you're estranged from the mother and you got to pay child support and you're bitching about that, stop it. Pay the child support. I don't care. I paid child support the whole time, even when I was locked up, and I was still paying for everything, not for my son. I paid child support for him, but I was seeing my daughter. Remember, my daughter was with me. So I paid everything for my daughter. My daughter needed new sneakers. I paid. My daughter. I didn't say, well, I give your mother child support, take it out of that. I didn't do that shit. No, it's my daughter. And if it's not, it may not be fair, but it's fair. I'm her father. It doesn't matter. Okay. That's my kid. If I have $1 in my pocket, it's hers. Okay. That's the way it works. And that's being a man. And you know what? Right now, you may be going through it. You may have an ex-wife that's putting it to you. But you pay that child support every week or every month, however it's supposed to go. And then one day, when those kids are older, they're going to say, you know what? You paid child support. You did the right thing.
Right on, brother.
Thank you, Gregory. It may not seem fair to you now, but in the long run, your kids are going to look at you as the hero. Because there's a lot of guys who, they pay because they have to. They fight it. All right. Then they have nothing to do with the kids later on. The kids they haven't seen the kids. They almost have like an attitude. Yeah, I got my kid. I haven't seen him in 10 years. I don't know. I don't have any relationship. Well, that's, you did that. Now, if the kid doesn't want to see you, you still send him presents. I used to send my son presents on his birthday. His mother owned a bagel store, right? So I remember running into the bagel store when he was there. He didn't even want to see me. He was like 15 years old. I ran in and I had a wad of money in my hand. And I ran right up to him and I stuck the money right down his shirt. I went like this and stuck it down his shirt and ran out. He was like, fuck you. But you know what? I gave it to him because he's my kid and he's brainwashed. But one day that brainwash, and you know what? It worked because one day, when him and his mother went at it with him over to his girlfriend and he had nowhere to go and he had to turn to somebody, and the girlfriend and I she got a hold of me, and now that's his wife. And, she demands excellence of him. You know what I mean? And he changed his life, and now he's, he's intelligent. The whole, I already get tell everybody. But what I'm saying is, you got to do the right thing. It doesn't matter if it's fair or not. You're the father. There's no such thing as fair or unfair. You just got to do the right thing. It doesn't matter. I was supporting it. It doesn't matter if you give that money to your ex-wife and she takes it and she fucking hands it to her new boyfriend, he buys new shoes with it or buys a motorcycle with it, but you know what? Then the kids one day are going to look at her and go, my father gave that money for me. And now you spent it on him. Fuck you. That's what happens. May not be today, but it will happen down the road. You just do the right thing. That's what you ask me what being a man is. That's what being a man is. It's never a matter of what's fair. When you're a man, it's not about what's fair. It's about how you carry yourself and what you do, and that's the way it is, I always took
Danny Savage says you can be the best dad in the world, and a mom can brainwash the kids to hate.
Yeah, of course, dad. Danny Savage. You're right. It could be the best father in the world, and the mother could brainwash. And I know a ton of guys that are in that situation. The mother brainwashes the kids. Your father's a piece of shit. Whatever. Do the right thing. Okay, always do the right thing by them. Don't give up on them. Even if they tell you, I don't want to talk to you, send them little birthday messages. You send them Christmas messages. Send them a present. Put money aside for them. Do whatever you got to do. Eventually, they're going to come around. They're going to see that she, when they become adults, they're going to see. Now, if some of you don't have that kind of rapport with your kid, and the kid becomes an adult and he still doesn't want to see, but a lot of that's your own fault. You know what I mean? A lot of you take it, because the wife treats you like that shit, and the wife pulls this shit and, brainwashes the kids. You feel like, oh, well, fuck her and fuck them. If they don't want to be there, I don't care. Like that kind of shit. It's just money, bro. You know what I mean? It's just money. Money can't save your life. You know that, right? Couldn't save Liberace when he got AIDS. Couldn't save Steve Jobs, right? When he got the freaking pancreas cancer. He's a billionaire. He couldn't buy his way out of that. All these people, they really have the cure for cancer. High vitamin C or apricot seeds. None of that shit. It's all bullshit.
The drug dealer from Colombia, he had to burn the money to...
Yeah, she's saying the drug dealer from Colombia. She means, what's it? Pablo Escobar had to take his fucking money and burn it just to keep himself warm. It can't save your life. And it also can't buy you love. It could buy you temporary companionship. As long as you're paying Scott, you'll get fucking Pamela Anderson to sit there with her finger through your belt loop. But the minute you say, shit, I think I'm broke, she's like, well, let me go somewhere else. Bye. You know what I mean? All these OnlyFans girls and all that shit, let them make money now. What happens is they start to age and you start pumping their face with Botox and their lips are like this and shit. And they don't look so good anymore. But now the new 21-year-old girl starts that shit. Now they can't get no Scott. You know what I mean? Because, just like in high school, everybody loves the new girl in town, right? You're in class, you're sick of the same old chicks you've been going to school with since you were kindergarten. Also, some new girl moves in from another town. Everybody's like, oh my God, that new girl's so hot. Everybody loves the new girl in town. That's the way it is. Remember when you got your first Playboy when you were a kid? You look at that shit and it's fucking, buffalo every day, right? Until you're like, I seen that. Or I need the next issue.
Larry Liston asks thoughts on Dr. Tony Hughes' movie.
Thoughts on Dr. Tony Hughes' movie. Who asked that?
Larry Liston.
Larry Liston asked me thoughts on. You're talking. I'm friends with Tony Hughes. There's not a bad. I never saw the movie. Wait, am I in that one? I think I have a part in that one, don't I? I did something for him in the movie. I think. Am I in that fucking movie? I don't even know. I know I did some shit with a movie fam. I'm doing Generation Iron movie right now.
Zapata sent you $9.99.
Oh shit, Joe Zapata's here? What?
I'm heading to bed.
I was just Joe, thank you so much.
He says support my boy Greg. He is the best around.
Thank you, Joe Zapata's in the house. Joe, I thought you'd be in bed already. What are you doing up this late? Thank you, Joe. You know I love you, my brother.
Gregorio, look at this comment, Greg.
Yes.
My dad used to come around once a year and give me $5 for candy. He just passed away and I don't know how to feel about it. I hadn't seen him for 10 years, but oddly enough, we spoke the week he died. Alonzo Pichardo.
Alonzo Pichardo. But what do you mean you don't know how to feel about it? Explain that to me. I'm curious of what you mean by that. When you say your father gave you $5 for candy, and you're saying that he passed away.
He saw him once a year.
You saw him once a year, but why? Do you know what the whole story is with that? At least he came to see you, and he tried. Maybe you don't know what his situation was. You don't know if your mother kept him away. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't know. You'd have to explain to me what you're struggling with that. You'd have to explain to me. I mean,
the absence.
If he didn't, I understand the absence, but why? We don't know the story. You don't know if his mother made it that way. We don't know what the hell the story. If he came there even just once, if he came once a year, it's not like he forgot you. You know what I mean? Somehow or other, there was something preventing him. Now, I don't know. You know better than I do. I don't know whether it was him or whether it was your mother. You can't. One thing I can tell all of you guys.
He says we were not close. He had a whole other family while he was with my mom.
Okay. But we don't know why he didn't come around the whole time of the year. Did he ever tell you he loves you? Did he ever show you that he loves you? I mean, he must have thought of you at least to come around. Look, unfortunately, each of our lives is like a book. You got the page when you were first born, and then it ends when the day you die. And there's a book. Your whole life is a book, and each day in your life is another page. That chapter in your life is written already. You can't beat yourself up over it, and you can't rewrite it. You understand? You can come to terms with it. It doesn't. Maybe he loved you. Maybe we don't know. I don't know what the story is. You would know better than I do. I mean, what does he say? I do forgive him, and I did love him. Well, then don't question yourself. If you did love him and you do forgive him, don't question yourself. Love him and forgive him, but unconditionally. You know what I mean? We don't know what the story is. I don't know why he had a second family, and I don't know. I know that happens. You know what I mean? We don't know what the hell the story is. Maybe if you talk to some of the second family people, maybe they can tell you, your dad this or whatever. I don't know, but he obviously thought enough about you to try to keep coming back every year. I don't know. There's some kids who haven't seen their father in 20 years. My niece who lived in this house, in a room where Lee Priest opened up the door. When Lee Priest was at my house and he opened up, they show him open up the door. My niece that lived in that apartment down there, okay, with me. She grew up, I raised her and shit, She wants me to walk her down the aisle. Her father left when she was 6 months old. He has nothing to do with her. Nothing. She has no feeling towards him. If he dropped dead, she'd be like, well, I don't even know. It's like a stranger to her, So, and she hasn't seen him. She was 6 months years old. She hasn't visually seen him, talk to him on the phone, none of that stuff. So everybody's different, So I don't know what the hell, what I can say about any of that. It's a tough thing.
Gregg, what's up? My doctor put me on TRT test. My levels are exactly low 10 mg.
Well,
iDubbbz Gaming is the account.
I see it. iDubbbz Gaming. What do you mean your levels are low 10 milligrams? What does that mean? You only have 10. You're saying that your test levels are 10. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Or are you saying that he's giving you 10 milligrams of cypionate? That's like nothing. You know what I mean? You might as well take a multivitamin or something. I don't know what that's like. I'm not sure what you're asking me with that, but test cypionate's what my doctor has me on, 200 milligrams every 10 days. So I don't know what I'm not sure what you're asking me. I'm not sure what 10 milligrams means. And I don't think you mean your test levels at 10. That would be like an infant or less. When you were on 5,000 milligrams of test,
you have 3 families.
Yeah.
What?
When you're on 5,000, I didn't have 3 families. I could tell you that. When I was on 6,000 milligrams. Danny, what else here now?
10 milligrams of cypionate, but should I be careful? My levels are 20.
I don't know. iDubbbz, something's wrong there. You're not. They don't make 10 milligrams of cypionate.
I don't know.
10 milligrams? You're talking about 10 cc's? What I'm not sure what you're talking about. That doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as 10 milligrams of cypionate. They don't make anything that low. That's the average is 200 milligrams of cypionate. That would mean you'd have to take a syringe and put basically one tiny eye drop, like that much in there. And you wouldn't be able to shoot that. I don't know. It would, there's 10 milligrams still stuck in the needle.
Great.
So,
Bill Hall.
Yeah.
Howdy, I'm 28 and I have worked with my dad closely since I was 14. We started our company out of garage. Over the years, we have had really bad arguments over the years. Some evil shit I have said.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he runs it.
Well, Bill Hall, I mean, I don't know your situation.
How do you cope with that? Any advice? It makes me feel sick at night.
Why did you say evil shit? I mean, did he say, did he say shit to you that's fucked up, like you're a disgrace of a son? I mean, or do you just have a bad temper? Sometimes fathers and sons, you don't belong together. It's hard to have business with family because sometimes, you can't have two chiefs and there has to be one chief and the rest Indians. You can't have two chiefs. It doesn't go right. I'm not sure your situation. Why do is your father still alive? When you say I have, you have like a problems with that. Look, you should be grateful you have a father. My father's gone. My father died a while ago. My mother's been dead fucking close to 30 years. I'm an orphan. My sister just died. So it's just like, the people you love, you can't beat them up. And I don't know your situation. I don't know what the hell, why you and your father arguing? Were you night and day? Was it that he said rotten shit to you, or you just didn't he just got on your nerves for just saying anything? I mean, it's a lot of things that, could be.
Somebody, I need tips on owning a gym. I think that's the second time.
Any tips on owning a gym? Great. That's like opening up a pizza parlor or a Chinese restaurant today. They're everywhere. The best tip is find a location. Find where there's no gyms. I mean, it's hard. Today you got these whores. Lucia, put this air conditioner on. I'm fucking sweating my nuts off. You're dealing with today. It's hard to open a gym. You got gyms everywhere, and then you got whores out there. Planet Fitness, $10. How are you going to compete with that? How are you going to pay your rent, pay for all the equipment, do all that shit, make it 10? You have to, those gyms are whores. You know what I mean? And it's a different animal. And if you think you're going to open up some hardcore barbell club, forget that. And that's a thing of the past, man. I mean, even the Gold's gyms and World's gyms and all the gyms that were popular. I had a powerhouse gym. I had 3 gyms. I built 3 gyms from nothing in my day. The last one was a powerhouse. But you don't find that shit anymore. It's hard to open that shit. These Planet Fitness, Level Fitness, 24-hour fitness, all these other, I train it in Anytime Fitness. All these things, they're all like, it's very hard to match those kind of places. You'd have to have a lot of money. Wait, Lucia went to go pay. So let me see here. 2 years ago, my dad and I were through a box of different family items, and he pulled out a picture of. I'm trying to look up close. Hold on, guys.
Hey, Greg, my father has cancer right now. How did you deal with that? I try to help him, but I feel hopeless.
Who's this?
Helpless sometimes. Jack Krause.
That's the guy who was saying about it. The one who was fighting with his father.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, no. Jack Krause, your father has cancer. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, but there's not much you can. You just have to be there. What kind of cancer is it? I mean, my mother died of pancreas cancer. My sister had the worst cancer there is. It's called round cell sarcoma. You can't. I mean, I can't. I don't even get into it so deep, but there's
blood cancer.
Blood. Okay, so you had leukemia. Is what you're talking about. It's not easy. I mean, there's not much you can do. You can only be there and support him and do a lot of praying. You have to be prepared for this. You can't blame God if it's his time. It's his time. It's not God. God doesn't sit there and pick and choose, and it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? But you can pray and hope to God that the medicines work. Look at fucking what's his name there. What's that fucking guy? What's the guy with the dreadlocks that fucking...
Melina?
No. That he died. What the hell's his name?
Bob Marley?
Yeah. Look at Bob Marley. He had cancer, a little spot on his toe. On his fucking toe. And he didn't want to fucking get his fucking toe cut off because he liked to play soccer and he said it would affect his game. And he didn't do it. And that cancer spread and wound up killing him. All because he didn't want to get... he had it on his little toe. He could have got his toe cut off. What's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? You never know. So I'm just saying to you, I don't have any answers. There's no such thing. You don't read all this shit on the internet. High levels of vitamin C. Did you know that taking this supplement with this or eating a lot of this stops cancer and stress. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's all fucking bullshit. None of it works. And apricot seeds, fucking, smoking weed. None of that shit works. It's not going to work. It doesn't. It's telling you for a fact. But there's nothing you can do. Just pray and be there with him. Savor the days he's here. That's the best I can tell you.
That guy Alonzo Pichardo said, thanks for the advice. I learned to accept the relationship he and I had. I'm 44 now. He died tragically at a rehab after leg surgery in the Bronx. He fell and he hit his head.
Alonzo, again, there's nothing you can do about that. God bless him. Pray for him and everything, and keep him, you keep him alive by talking about him and thinking about him. Don't try to avoid that stuff. We talk about my sister, my mother, my father all the time over here. You know what I mean? Because that keeps them alive. You want that. You keep them alive in your heart. That's the best you can do.
Chemo was developed in World War II as a biological agent to kill the enemy. What?
I understand the whole thing about chemotherapy.
That's from Danny Savage.
I know Danny Savage. There's a lot of people. They have the cure for cancer. They just don't want. Who's they? And it's not true. I have a friend that's, Charlie Gasparino, Fox Businesses. I grew up with him. He's my best friend. He's like a brother to me. And his brother Jimmy, who was the only person who's ever my workout partner in my heyday, in my prime, when I was natural, going for shows, the whole bit, okay? And he's a top MD, PhD. He writes for New England Medical Journal and everything. I'm telling you, first of all, President Carter, Jimmy Carter, his whole family died of cancer. You don't think that if there was really, when he was president and everything, you don't think that he could have fucking, if there was really, they had the cure, but they don't, you don't think that he would have fucking saved his fucking family? He was very close to his family. His mother, his father, his brother, his sister, they all died of pancreas cancer. You don't think that he would have fucking saved them? Who's the they? It's just like when they say, chemtrails up in the sky, they're poisoning everybody. Oh, really? So the guy flying the plane, he doesn't realize that he's poisoning, not only is he poisoning himself, but he's dropping fucking chemicals down, and his own family, lives on Earth here. So you don't think that shit's he's like, you can't believe all this shit, dude. The internet has made people fucking, believe every fucking thing on the planet, man. You believe everything. It's just the chemtrails. They're not fucking. That's not poison. That's not. I'm sorry. I know they kill it. Yes, it is. No, it's not. They're poisoning their own family. Oh, my kids live down there now. Their family lives far away. No, bullshit. Bullshit. You realize that if you fucking threw poison in the air in Europe, it fucking floats over here. You have no idea what you're talking about. It's just like if there was a bad volcano in Europe and it fucking threw all this fucking soot in the air, it would come over here. So you think that chemtrails, it's so high up, it fucking goes everywhere. Just drop straight down. You'd be poisoning your own family. I never heard such stupidity in my life, but I won't get into that.
Danny Savage says, I found my dad dead in July 30. He was my best friend. I still can't stop crying. Stroke at 82, found him in the bathroom. My heart's broken.
Well, Danny Savage, I'm sorry to hear that, and it's okay to cry over that. I cry over my father, my mother, and my sister. There's nothing and Jalissa that passed away. My girlfriend. And that's been a while. When it hurts. And it's always going to hurt. If it didn't bother you, there's something wrong with you.
I lost both my parents in the last 5 years. My mom to stomach cancer, my dad to heart failure, MD and
Who said that?
Hepatitis. iDubbbz Gaming.
iDubbbz Gaming. Yeah, I know. You know what's funny though, guys? Oh, you know what? I'm way behind here.
Gregory Johnson said, this life has gotten deep and personal. I appreciate this as it shows Gregg's true personal character.
Thank you, Gregory Johnson. I appreciate that. Listen, guys, it's okay. It's okay if you lost your family, you lost a parent, and you cry over it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with you if you don't cry over it. Let me tell you something. Even Alzheimer's patients, okay? My friend's mother, who had bad Alzheimer's, didn't know anybody in the family, right? When she was dying, she was laying on her deathbed. Her mother died when she was like 6 years old, right? Here she is dying, and she'd see her mother. Her mother wasn't really there, but she would see, and she'd be like, Mommy, I missed you so much. And you don't know, I missed you. I can't believe you died. And all this shit. You never forget. The brain never forgets. The parents are just engraved in your brain. You know what I mean? If you live to be 100 and your parents died when you were young, you'll still see a 95-year-old man sit there and talk about his mother who maybe died fucking when he was 20, and all of a sudden you'll see her tears coming down his eyes because you don't forget that. That's normal. What's wrong? If you don't cry, you're not human. There's something wrong with you. If you're one of those people like, I can't cry, I have no emotion, then you need to see a shrink, because then you have issues. You know what I mean? You're holding something in that you can't. It's like holding in a barf. Just, you got to let it come up and out. I'm just telling you. All right? It's normal. It's normal to feel pain. It's normal. You don't need a medicine. You don't need a pill to make it your God so that you don't feel pain. Do you understand? If you lost your parent or something's really bothering you, your wife wants a divorce, you don't need something to make you numb to that. You have to cry. You have to get it out. You need to feel emotions. That's how you get over shit. You make yourself numb. It's almost like putting a fucking Band-Aid on something, or if I fucking cut my arm off and shit, and I fucking injected myself with all these painkillers, and I say, well, I don't feel nothing, and I got no hand left, it doesn't bring the hand back. It just means that when that pain wears off, when that medicine wears off, you're going to be in a world of pain. So if you start taking all these fucking things to numb yourself, you're going to wind up getting hooked, because the minute it starts coming off, the depression's going to come in even stronger. The mourning, the pain is going to come on stronger. So you're going to need more medicine to try to stop it. And the more you do, and then that's how you become addicted. You don't need that shit.
So that guy
Cry.
The guy with the garage business says, I think we fight because we both blend personal things into business. He also brings stuff up from the past as ammunition a lot. However, I do the same. I have talked shit about him sleeping on the couch for years while my mom slept in his bed in the same house.
Who said? Bill Hall?
The guy with the garage business.
Bill with the garage. Then maybe you shouldn't be in business with your father. Did you ever think of that? It's not worth it. Because what happens if the guy passes away? You're going to hate yourself because you said rotten things to him, and he's going to hate himself for saying rotten things to you? Maybe it's best that you do your own thing. Maybe learn whatever business you learned from him. Take it and start it out on your own. It's not worth fighting, bro. It's not worth fighting. It's just, I tell people that all the time. It's bad to have families. You know how many brothers own, they start a business together and then now they're not talking and shit? You know what I'm saying? It happens. That's common. You're north to south. You say rotten shit to each other, and then one day you're going to regret that. It's not worth it. You say, Dad, I love you. God bless you. You know what? You take care of the business. I'll start my own, or whatever, however you do it. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And if it's going to make you sick over it, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's not worth it.
Greg, Shane, evening, Greg. Hope you're doing well, mate. That's probably somebody from Europe.
Uh-huh. Shane, thank you, Shane. Go ahead.
Greg, the kid that cured Greg's cold was with Queen Latifah.
What happened? Oh, no. No, it wasn't Queen Latifah. Shane, it wasn't her. Queen Latifah is beautiful compared to what?
People get hooked on pain meds because they kill physical pain and emotional pain. Danny Savage.
They kill pain, but the problem is that once
Miss
it leaves,
Bell.
leaves you, it comes. Hey, Miss Bell's here. How you doing, Miss Bell? God bless you. Listen, once the pain comes back stronger. That's what happens. Your body becomes addicted to that feeling, and it craves it. So it makes you fucking feel the pain even worse. When I was locked up and I was in the bullpen, you should see guys puking and going through there's people who wish death upon themselves. I'd rather die, please God, take me, because the withdrawals of heroin, just the vomiting and the shitting. I remember I talk about that with my girlfriend that passed away, Jalissa, used to tell me, because she was arrested and she was in jail, like 9 times. You know what I'm saying? She was in prison and everything. She was a gangbanger. She's, a tough girl. And she told me, like, the last time when she was kicking heroin in jail, she was like, I laid there naked, and the COs would come in and shoot her with cold water. They would just hose, because she was laying in vomit and diarrhea. You know, it was bad. Miss Bell, thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Bell. I really appreciate that. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, Miss Bell. Your support. You support me and Joe all the time. Thank you so much.
Michael D. Greg, how do I know if she is the one?
Michael who?
Michael D.
Michael D wants to know, how do I know if she is the one? Um, well, you'll know when you guys start. I mean, are you talking with her? Are you close with her? Are you guys best friends? You have to be best friends first. If you're not best friends, you can't just go by because whether she's gorgeous or not. That means nothing. Looks fade, man. You ever see what Pam Anderson looks like now, or Janet Jameson, or any of these like once sex symbols? They look like they're beasts. You have to be able to live with the person. You have to be best friends. Me and my girlfriend are best friends. We can go anywhere, do anything together. We'll bicker about little things here and there, but it's nothing major. It's just normal. You know what I mean? But we don't fight. We don't, you have to be best friends. We can talk about anything. We can say anything. If you're best friends with the girl and you feel like I can't live without her, then she's the one. That's how you know. But you got to be best friends, and you got to respect her, and she's got to respect you. You can have your opinions on things, she can have her opinions on things, and that's okay. You don't have to have the same opinion, You don't have to agree on everything. You just have to respect each other's, Listen, a relationship's like a football field. There's the fucking right down in the right. There's the center line. 50 yards here and 50 yards there. It's 50-50. You meet in the middle. You don't try to take more of their space, and they don't try to take more of your space. You respect each other, and whatever it is. She likes this, I like that. She hates root beer. I'm over here drinking root beer, right? She wouldn't drink this if she was in the desert and this was just root beer, diet root beer, by the way, again.
Natty Gaines, woohoo, sorry I'm
She would never drink this. What's that?
Natty Gaines, woohoo, sorry I'm late.
Natty Gaines, thank you for coming here.
J.E., have you any Steve Metallic or John Dependent stories? I love hearing about how crazy those guys were with their training.
Wait a minute.
J.E.
J.E. Well, Steve Mahalik was a maniac. I personally, I know him, and I've, was around him, but not like these other guys. I know a million stories about Steve, but they're secondhand stories. John DeVennis is my boy. He was one of my idols growing up. Because he was a bodybuilder, a teenage bodybuilder, and he was great. And I've been around him a lot. He's a fun guy. He'd go to a nightclub and fucking rip off his clothes and get on a dance floor. And he was good with the chicks. And in the gym, he was a maniac. He's another one. I train just like him, intensity or insanity. John DeFennis will always have a warm spot in my heart. I've been following the guy since I was like 17, 18 years old. And I got to be friends with him and all that. Mahalik was a maniac. John would tell me stories about how, he would, they'd go to the beach, all of a sudden Mahalik would jump on top of him and then take John's head and hold it under the water, right? At like Jones Beach or something. Until the point where he literally almost where, DeFennis was about to drown, he'd let him up like that. And DeFennis sometimes would get up and even swing at him. And Mahalik goes, wait a minute now, I just taught you a lesson. You see how you feel that, that survival, I need to fight to survive. You need to focus on that. You need to harness that and use that same thing in the gym. It's like do or die, which is too insane because that's not how you need to train. You don't have to, make it like, oh, it's do or die or any of that shit. But that's what Mahalik was like. I felt like Mahalik overdid it a little bit. He kind of bullied those guys. He kind of got away with shit that, other guys would have killed him for, but that's the way he was, and they all loved him and respected him. But John is my guy. I've been with John many, a lot of times. John is my boy. I know him, I got 50 years, a long time with teenagers,
I've literally been waiting for the rear delt workout video since 2007.
Who said that?
Tater, Tots, and Fanta.
Who?
Tater, Tots, and Fanta.
Tater, Tots, and Fanta. It's coming. The rear delt. The delt video. I said the rear delt video. Some of you guys break balls about that. I know that I'm not sure some of you guys are really serious with that or just breaking balls, but I'm going to do it. Maybe me and Joe Zapato do it. What else is going on here, Lucia?
Did you go to Rikers Island?
No, I didn't go to Rikers. I was in Westchester County. I was arrested by Janine Pirro. You know Judge Janine on Fox News? I was arrested by her. I got the footage. I got her talking shit about me. And, I love her, to be honest with you. But she was hot, too, back then. She was really good looking. She was the district attorney, and she had a task force. I wasn't arrested by feds. I wasn't arrested by the state police or the local police. I was arrested by Janine Pirro's task force, the Westchester County task force. That's who arrested me. So I was in the Westchester County jail at Valhalla. That's where I was. I was not in prison. I wasn't in no club fed. I was locked in my own cell by myself. Okay? And I think I liked it like that because there was savages in there. You know what I mean? It was some fucking bad people in there. But the other thing is, I took ownership of it. And I had a great judge. The judge loved me because I took ownership of it. I told the judge, I'm an asshole. I deserve everything that came my way, which was unusual. He liked me. He even told, the DA to calm down a little bit, But the assistant DA, ADA. But I was arrested by Janine Pirro. So, all these other guys, they got all these stories. I was in the fucking federal detention. Those club feds, those guys, they're out there on the grassy knolls on picnic benches and shit. Some of them even have cottages. When Craig Titus was in prison, was in a federal detention center, Bob Bonham used to go see him. He had his own cottage and shit. He'd be frying up food and everything. Remember the movie Goodfellas, where they're in there making a gravy to tie in, they're cutting up the onions and the garlic, and they're making a sauce and all that shit. They're great. We could guess Skinny's in New York called gravy. There wasn't like that where I was. I was in a lockdown, bro. It was, it was a different animal. But that's neither here nor there. The difference is that you learn. I'm the kind of guy that if I do something and it fucking, I stick my hand in a beehive and I get stung, I'm not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? So I could have very easily gone back to dealing drugs and, made a ton of money. I could have done it.
With the garage business and another
Yeah.
message. My grandfather had the original company in the 70s, then shot himself at his office in the late 70s recession. Then my dad reopened the company with the original name in 2007.
So Bill Hall saying that his grandfather owned that business that he was talking about, that he fights with his father over.
Yeah.
And his grandfather killed himself
in
the 70s recession and all this stuff. Listen to me. Bill, if you two can't be together, okay, your father and you, in order to preserve a relationship, you two have to have a divorce. And if you can't both be in the same room, you have to divorce your father. Meaning, I'm talking about the business-wise. Keep him as your father, but maybe he's not the business partner you need. If you know that business, the garage business, maybe you've learned it so well that can you go and start your own? Could you do it on your own? Do you think you need him to do it? If not, go do it on your own. I have guys here that I know a guy that owns a fucking like a Roto-Rooter. What do you call that shit? Where they clean your drain. And him and his son didn't get along, and he owned the business. Someone else started the same business.
When we're attacked.
Winmore, what are you doing, my brother?
Rejoice, it's the Gregg and Lucia channel.
Greg
Once again, coming at you live. Hello, guys. I'm a little late, but I'm here.
Thank you, Winmore. It's always great to see you. So, Bill, divorce the business part of your father. Keep him as your father. But what do you need to? If you guys can't get along and you want to killing each other, or now you hate each other's guts, and then you say rotten shit to each other. And one day the guy fucking clutches his heart and he drops dead. You're gonna be like, holy shit, You're not, you can't get those times back. Go. If you've been in that business forever, then you should know how to run that business. And if you know how to run that business, take a little bit of Scott and start your own little thing. Tell your dad it's for the health of our relationship. It's for the health of our family. Think about the health of your family. That's what I would do.
Miss Bell says, never mind business and family, or never mix it.
Yes, Miss Bell is correct. Miss Bell, I said it 100 times to these guys. Don't mix family and business. They never get. I know brothers that start businesses together and they wind up hating each other. You know what I'm saying? It's a common thing. Very few family members can get, unless the father starts it and the kids work for him. But the father, the father runs it. Like they have this like
They
you know,
want
the father,
to want to be.
But when you become partners with your father, and your father's like a hard-headed guy, and you're a little bit hard-headed, dude, it's not worth it. Go, you learned it. If you know that business inside and out, go start your own. It's not going to hurt him. Just say, Dad, listen, you know, I'm going to do my own thing.
Someone's asking, what's your height and weight? Wait, hold on.
What's my height and weight?
What's your height, weight these days? You're looking jacked. Wallace Michael.
Wallace Michael. I'm actually smaller than I was before the surgery. I think they said I'm 185. You're around here, 184 and 185 something. And I'm 5'6", so 5'6", 185. I was before the surgery. I was 195. Then right after the surgery, I was like 170. No, I'm not gonna. What's wrong with you? You're nuts. She's nuts.
You said Latinas make me crazy.
Latinas make me crazy. But anyway, yeah,
Ever had the chance to eat at Rails Italian restaurant in New York City?
No, I've never eaten at Rails.
New York Chris.
I've never eaten at Rails. I've eaten at a lot of places, but not Rails.
What's a cheap source of protein for you? Chaldean.
What's a cheap source of protein? Hamburger meat. I like that, or I mean, you're asking cheap. So cheap, maybe like chicken breast or chicken thighs. I'm not really a big chicken guy. I get chips. I mean, I'll eat it, but I get sick of it real quick. And when I had that fucking surgery and shit, all I could eat was chicken and egg whites, and my God. And I'm not, it's like you're going for a bodybuilding show, and boy, oh boy, was that brutal, I'm not jacked like I was at all. I don't want to be jacked. If anything, I want to, tighten up even more. I don't want to be jacked. I'm 60 fucking 4 years old. You don't see old men that are jacked. You might see old men that are ripped and muscular. That's the way I intend to be. Ripped, muscular, and built. But you don't see like fucking 250-pound, 80-year-old men, because they won't live. The heart can't handle that.
Gregory Johnson says, no matter how hard you've got it, someone's got it worse. And no matter what you're making, someone's making it unless sounds cheesy and cliche, but it's the truth.
Gregory Johnson, you're 100% correct. I've said that before. I said that in a couple past, when some dickhead on here was giving me a hard time. I was telling him about, commit suicide and all this shit. And I said, for everybody that wants to kill themselves, there's some person out there that's dying right now. There's a kid in St. Jude's Hospital who's on life support. And they would swap lives with you in 2 seconds. Here, you take this, and I'll take your life.
Gregory Johnson says, I'm not too bad, guys. It's been a great life tonight. Take care of yourself and those around you, and remember to keep smiling. All
right, thank you, Gregory Johnson. God bless you, and go to bed. Now, good luck, and thank you for being here.
When we're attacking, I guess he's going. He says, Latina feet are such a treat. I'm sorry, I'm buzzed right now. Having fun.
That's okay.
Later, Gregory.
Later, Greg. Who said that? When War said that?
I love gaming. Greg, me and my dad were like that because he wanted me to take over his construction business, and I didn't want to become close when he watched me to take care of my mom. What?
So you're saying, okay.
I guess the same kind of situation.
I dubs gaming. Listen, sometimes you don't want to take care. It's okay that you don't want to work with your father. It's okay. That's fine. Not everybody wants to work with their father. Not everybody wants to do what their parents want them to do. You know what I mean? I would never want my son to even be a bodybuilder. My son's got the genetics you wouldn't believe. Because my ex-wife is mulatto. She's half black, half white. She got when you mix that blood, bro, you get some great genetics. And her mother was an acrobat did the trapeze. Was a trapeze acrobat with the Hamburg Circus. Now, the Hamburg Circus is like Ringling Brothers here, but it's in Europe. And she was a flying trapeze and everything. So she's built, super muscular. She's still alive. She was there when Hitler was fucking bombing and she, getting bombed. She has shrapnel in her one eye. She's older now. She's in the late 80s and she still runs marathons. So my kids' genetics, It's crazy. My son's a monster. His shoulders are like fucking this wide. He's twice as wide as me. He's taller than me, but he's like 5'7", 5'8". But he's broad, really broad. He's got calves like Lee Priest. You know what I'm saying? He's got calves the same size as Lee Priest. They're exactly the same. He's huge, my son. Big fucking forearms, and he don't lift anymore. He used to lift in when he was in in the army and everything. Like he was he used to do like deadlifts and he was into that shit. He's not into bodybuilding, but he could be a monster bodybuilder. I don't want him to be in this sport. I don't want taking drugs and all that shit. And that's my thing. So, where'd you go? Yeah. So it's okay if if your father, you don't want to do what your father. That's fine. That's fine. It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's better sometimes you keep apples with apples and oranges with oranges. You don't mix that shit because it's a lot of family. They don't get along. When they start working together, they don't get along. And then they start bringing business home and start arguing in the house over stupid shit that happened at the job. And then when that shit starts to happen, that's when you got to shut it down.
Did superstar Billy Graham have the best body in wrestling?
Who asked me that?
Mr. Butaka.
Mr. Butaka?
Butaka?
Butaka? Did superstar Billy Graham have the best body in wrestling? Shit, I don't know. I've seen superstar Billy Graham Jesus, I almost said Walmart. In Gold's Gym back in the day. Hey, if you guys are interested, go to my Instagram. I just posted today. I posted a picture from 1981. Me in Gold's Gym with all the crew from Gold's Gym. Go on there and fucking magnify that shit, right? And see how many famous pros you can pick, especially from the 80s. There's at least 20, 30, maybe 40 of them in there. A few Mr. Olympias too, right there. You'll see me. I'm on the corner. I have this says GV right there. That's me. I'm all pale. I had the little, I had curly hair. I would sometimes straighten it and slick it back, but the other times I'd let it get. I had a little fro. You'll see me. I'm wearing a gray Gold's Gym jacket. I had Sweetheart pants on. I was real built, But I'm there. There's some guy. You'll see all the famous guys there. Mike Mentor, Ray Mentor, Samir Banu, Andreas Cowling, fucking Bob Harris is there, fucking Pete Gronkowski, Rod Kuntz, Roger Callard. You know what I mean? I'm not sure Ferrigno might have been in it. Mike Christian. There's a lot. You got to go dig. You got to find. And there's a lot of famous women bodybuilders there. So if you go to my Instagram, Greg, I guess it's, what is it, Greg _? You can see I just posted it today. So it's for fun. If you guys want to have a fun time, magnify it so you can really Google it and see, oh shit, look who that is. Look who that is. Look who that is. But, wait, why did I say, what made me bring that shit up?
It's midnight.
Yeah. What made me bring that up, Lucy? What did the guy ask me that made me bring that up?
I don't know.
Holy shit, wait, why did I bring that up? Somebody, you asked me a question.
I don't remember.
Oh.
The guy Bill said, thank you for the advice. All I ever wanted to do is honor my family and our name. I mean, for God's sake, my son is fifth and I'm fourth generation. That's
fine, Bill. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with you starting your own business if you want it. It's no disrespect to him. If anything, it's an honor to him. You learned a business from your father, and now you took it and made it for yourself. That's if you can't get along with him. If you're bringing that shit home and you two are looking at each other, you know what? You're an asshole. Fuck you. Then it's not worth it. What are you doing? That's not worth it.
Big God asks, how often do people stop you in real life for pictures and autographs?
Who asked me that?
Fit God.
Fit God?
It's FIT.
Okay. How many times
people stop you in real life for pictures or
why does it say it was deleted?
Because he was actually talking shit about my globe lining.
Oh, okay. Thank God. I'm not getting into that lobe liner, Dave Palumbo stuff. So they're both. I'm friends with both of those guys. I don't, I'm closer with Dave, but I'm not going to get into any of that stuff. So don't be offended. She just didn't want to start any of that stuff. How often do I get stopped for pictures? I get stopped quite often. Her and I will be eating in restaurants and people come up to me and stuff. I take pictures with anybody.
Grocery store.
Yeah, grocery store. She's right. I get it. I would get it on the airplane. So I get stopped. A lot. I don't have a big ego though. I'm just a fucking fly in the ointment. You know what I mean? Oh, what happened here, Greg? Who sent this? AZ. Oh shit, AZ. What's going on, man? My brother. Hi, Greg. What does that say, Lucia?
Some old school magazines show guys taking their side laterals nearly over their head at the end of the movement. How high do you go?
Okay, side laterals. You're talking about like, first of all, you don't keep your arms straight. Okay, you keep it slightly bent, and it's where your elbow, and you almost like, you know the old saying, pouring water. It just, all that means is your elbow's a little bit higher, like that. You like that. That's how you go. You want to go up because you want to I like to do them two at a time. I don't really do them one at a time. I like them two at a time, but I like to almost pinch them. You know what I mean? So I want the side delts. They almost like, you want to feel that muscle up there. Look, I'm going to do a video, but what you do is you got to do your rear delts first. That's the part that gives your shoulders that squareness. You know what I mean? Like that. Rear delts first. Everybody always gets in there and they start doing fucking presses. And, don't start with presses. It's just that's as stupid as starting with barbell curls when you're going to go in and do biceps. You don't just come in the gym and do barbell curls. You don't do that ice cold. You like to warm up the blood. I like to put the blood in the area. And a rear delts is a great way to do it. Okay? And with rear delts, you want to go out like this. You're bent over. If you're going to do dumbbell bent over. I like the machine. But if you're going to do bent overs, which I did my whole life because they didn't have a machine, you can't really do it here. But most guys do this like this, right? Now that's your middle of your back. What the fuck you doing? You go out almost like in a Y, like this. Do you understand that? With your head down like this, almost in a Y. That's how you do it. Put your arms over like that.
Do you miss the old school deep dish plates?
Do I miss the old school deep dish plates?
That's what they're asking. Deep dish.
No, I don't care. I mean, are you saying because today the plate's all rubberized and you got handles? Nah, it doesn't matter to me. Weight's weight. I don't get caught up in. When I do put a weight on, I never sit there and try to calculate. Okay, I'm going to do 315 right now. I just say, okay, let me put 3 plates on, and then maybe a 3 plates and a 10 or something like that. I don't try to equate what the weight is. I just go by the plates. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've been lifting too long to fucking think about that shit. If that makes sense to you,
I like the old school York plates set when we're.
Oh, I have the old school York plates. I have them here. I have everything here.
Get one?
No, don't. You're crazy. She's like, should I go get one? No, don't go get the. I have York. She's talking about like York plates. I have the York plates. I get the Ferrigno plates. I get the Ferrigno bumper. I've sold a lot of them. No, don't get any of that shit. Jesus. These guys, what are you, crazy? You gonna go bring them up from the garage and shit?
Yeah.
No.
Ms. Bell says light to medium weight, higher reps. Now 50 years old.
Yes, light to. You make the muscle. Yes, Miss Bell. Make that muscle do the work. Too many guys. You see guys taking like 60-pound dumbbells and I fucking get them like this and shit. These guys, a lot of these guys are so fucking juiced up that, it's all juice. You know what I'm saying? You take them off the juice and they're Pee Wee Herman and they can't lift half of that. You can't start swinging. There's no powerlifting contest where you're seeing, hey, how much can we do side delts? Or a powerlifting contest. If you're going to worry about weights and doing heavy weights, it should be in the basic movements as in bench, deadlift, squat. That's it. The rest of the shit should not be doing heavy. That's what you are even going to do clean and jerk and snap. But that's what you do. You don't need heavy weights like how much can I cable cross over or something fucking. I see guys, they feel like they have to do it even on a fucking lap machine. They got to try to put the whole stack on in there. They're doing it half-assed. No, man.
AZ said, thanks for the content, Greg. Greg is a bodybuilding treasure and a classy person to boot.
AZ, thank you very much, and I appreciate your support. I really do. I and your kind words. Thank you very much.
Ms. Bell said, form plays a huge factor.
Yes, Miss Bell. Form and function. Miss Bell's correct. Form and function. You don't get it up at all costs. I did that shit when I was young. When I trained with Gasparino, Chucky, I call him Chucky, but Charlie Gasparino, Fox Business News, him and his brother. We used to take fucking 315, right? and try to curl that shit. And what we would do is it wasn't even a curl. It was almost like a deadlift, like this fucking, that kind of shit. And, that's not even, do it one time. What the fuck was that? I didn't get any growth from that. That was like a waste of time. You're talking, that's a long time ago, man. I was young. We were all young. That was the stupidest thing, because when you're young, you start believing all that, like, you have to go heavier or go home. It's the stupidest thing.
Somebody's asking you to do the Pee Wee Herman whistle.
Oh. I'm sorry. Who said that? Mr.
Butaka.
Mr. Butaka. Well, that's what all these guys do when they get off the juice. They, when they get off the babanya.
Miss Bell says, I've adapted while getting old.
Yes, Miss Bell. Miss Bell, you're 50? Listen to me. As you get older, you get smarter. We all get smarter. We get wiser. If we only live... Not all. She said not all. No, you can't, as we get older, you start realizing things. You start looking at things with different light. Just like when I was talking, like, way earlier in the show, when I was talking about, like when I would, like, guys would be getting on me with fucking, with the car, if you had your brights in my eyes or you're on my ass, I wanted to kill you. You know what I mean? I would pull over, pull guys out of the car, start fist fights, and do stupid things. Now I'm like, pass me. That's it. I don't care. I don't let little things bother me. But you learn from experience. That's what living is. So my friend used to say to me all the time, too bad you can't be born with the knowledge you gain throughout your life. Like, you can't be born with the knowledge you have when you're an old man. You know what I'm saying? It's the knowledge that you have when you're an old man. If you ever sat and spoke to an old man, not look down on him or fucking, that fucking old man. If you really listen to an old man who's still got his wits about him, he could tell you shit and make you look at life in a different thing. Because we, unfortunately, we think we know everything when we're younger, and we know nothing. You know what I mean? We know nothing. 90% of the shit, you thought about when you were young, you're totally different. Just like all these kids now that are liberals and stuff, from the river to the sea, from the river to the sea. They have no idea what the fuck they're even saying. When they're old one day, they're going to be like, oh my God, I remember I was one of those people, Yeah, I know. We got to go shortly. Me and her are going to have to get going in a couple minutes. How long have we been on here? Oh, about an hour and a half. That's nothing.
Bell, from 14 to 30, I lifted to move the earth. Then the joints started breaking down. Oh, yeah. I can't. Miss Bell, I agree. I can't lift. That my joints would be like, you're fucking kidding me. You think you're going to move that? And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? When I was at baseball, when I played in high school, I was a great baseball player, right? I still have. Now, you remember, I've been out of high school since the 70s. I graduated. It was 78 was supposed to be my year. I graduated 79 because I fucking failed gym, believe it or not. But that's the end of that. Gym.
You know the story. So anyway. So when I played baseball in the 70s, I still have those bats that I used back then. Right? Now, I'll go to batting cage and I'll fucking sit there and be like, holy shit, this fucking thing feels like a club. Why does it feel so heavy to me? When I was fucking a kid, 17, 16, and I swung that thing like it was a fucking pew, Now, it feels, why, you would figure after lifting all the weights and being stronger and heavier and more bigger and everything, you would figure that shit would be like a peanut in my hand, and it's not. It's the opposite. It feels like, how the hell did I swing this so fast? It's weird because as you get older, shit don't work the same. I remember I used to watch because I was a really fast runner, right? And I'd be watching the Yankees or something, and he'd be like, Mickey Mantle, he lost his legs. He can't run as fast. He was once a speedster. Now he can't run. I'd be like, how can you lose your speed? Bro, I'll always be able to run fast. Not anymore.
Miss Bell says, hurts to get out of bed some days.
Yes, Miss Bell, it does hurt to get out of bed. You're right. Sometimes you get up and you got a bad back. You're like, from what? Your back's all fucking tight and sore. It's from sleeping like maybe because you slept like this or something. And I got to get up and I got to try to stretch it out. And I got to walk around the house a little bit, But I'm glad I got up. I'm glad to make it up. The alternative is worse.
When we're at 10 says, Miss Bill, just make sure you're always hydrated. It is the key for synovial fluid.
Yes, you always got to be hydrated.
You know what that is?
Yeah, synovial fluid. Yes, but what I'm saying is, you got it. look, there's no we can't stop. I want to age, I mean, because the alternative is you're in the ground, okay? But you want to age graceful, and you want to do it on my terms, where I feel good and I still look good. I don't look like I'm fucking 64. You gotta see some of the people that I went to high school with. I mean, they're old people. I mean, they're old and gray and shit. You know what I mean? Okay, I color the fucking beard and the stubbles and shit. I do. I color that shit, but I still don't look old. I don't feel old. I still feel like I'm in my 30s. Because my brain, my mindset too. You got to keep the brain always, feed it. What's this guy asking
Can
me?
you clarify the most important question in the world? Do you have a hairline or not? I don't know what the shadow effect is on your scalp. I used to think it was a buzz cut,
This?
but now I'm not sure.
What, this here?
Chaldean.
It's stubble.
Chaldean.
Glad you worked on my hairline. It's stubble. You can't see that? It's stubble. I have hair. It's just very, leaving, If I grew this, it'd be like thin cotton up there.
Mr. Butaka sent you $9.99.
Oh, Mr. Butaka, thank you.
I used to like superstar Billy Graham. Did you ever meet him? Thanks and good night.
Mr. Butaka, listen, I met him in a sense that I didn't meet him where we shook hands. I was in the gym, in Gold's Gym in 1981, and he would come in, and I would see him in there. But I was just like a kid in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I was just a minnow in the ocean, and I'd see him and stuff, and he'd walk right by me, and if I looked at him, he would nod, like that. But I didn't know him. I didn't shake his hands or any of that stuff. But he was big. He was a nice guy. He seemed like a nice guy to me. He acknowledged me. He didn't treat me like, But he didn't come over here and fucking kiss my ass or anything. But if I bumped into him or we were right there, he acknowledged me. He was a nice guy. So I mean, but I liked him. I'm not a wrestling fan though. I know a lot of those guys because of working for muscular development. Blah 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 blah. That's funny. The guy wants to know about the stubble on my head. He said it's a shadow. Oh, you guys, you never cease to amaze me. I know, right? It's stubble. She likes to rub her hands on it, my girlfriend. She likes the stubble. I wish I grew it for a while. When I first met her, I was already working for Amlo Freak. At one point, I grew it out. You know what I mean? But it's thin. It's like fucking cotton.
Ms. Bell says hydration is no issue. Sciatica and forehead surgeries slows me down.
Oh yeah, Miss Bell. Sciatica will fucking kill you. Me and Lee Priest, we both had sciatica. We're both sitting there. I get it where it's not the lower back, it's the ass. I have a little bit right now. With the back of the butt goes right down the hamstring into the knee, And Lee gets that too. Goes right into his calf. And he's telling me, motherfucker, because he's got to sit on an airplane. When you're sitting on an airplane and your fucking ass cheek is on fire, you know what I'm saying? It's not fun. But I got to go in a minute, guys. That made you a better man. Thank you, Bill.
That's great. This is Chaldean again. I don't know if you want to bother.
Go ahead.
I'm not trying to annoy you since you've been accused of simple, but I've never seen steroids cause this proportionate arms like you had. Mm-hmm. There's no way it was steroids to cause an imbalance in size.
Listen, what's his name? Chaldean, whatever it is. I get the trolling. All right. He's asking me about Synthol. Oh, I don't believe so. Listen, wait.
When we're attacking, asking he can be a moderator. When we're attacking.
Who could be a moderator? Oh, hold on. Listen. You think what you want. You want to ticket Synthol, you can ticket Synthol. Okay. I already told you. One arm was the hematoma. That was the arm I drained on a TLC show. I drained it. It was a big thing of blood like this. I even said, look, it looks like a murder scene. There's all blood on the floor and everything like that. Because Bob Bottom, I was on the phone. If you will notice on the TLC show, you'll see I'm on the phone with somebody. It was a phone with a cord. And Bob Bottom used to tell me, bro, you got to drain that shit. Because we would sit and eat at the diner. And he's like, your one bicep looks so fucked up because my son hit me with a bat. He was 9. He's now 34. Okay. So, it was a long time ago. You're talking in the 90s. He hit me with a bat, not purposely. He let it go. And it hit me, here. And the whole fucking thing blew up. My shit blew up. Like, the one arm didn't look like that. There's only one arm. So I guess you think I shot simple on one arm. Whatever. I don't care what you think. If that was the case, I'd look like that now. I could fucking do simple on that. I don't look nothing like those guys. I had veins and everything. Whatever you want to think, should they? And you could say you're not trying to be shady, but you're being shady. It's okay. I could take it. I'm a big boy. You probably got 10 different other names on here. You're probably the same guy that comes on and under these other names. You know who I'm talking about. But you feel comfortable like that, so nobody knows who you are. God bless you. Miss Bell saying ass cheek to the foot. Yes. Me and Lee both had that same time. We were both like looking at each other laugh because we couldn't walk right. You know what I mean? I hate when that acts up, that fucking sciatica. That ass cheek shit. Oof. I have a little bit right now.
Bill Hall, what was the happiest day of your life? Think hard.
Lucia's like, because he said, what's the happiest day of my life? I've had a lot of happy days in my life. Obviously, when my kids were born and shit, and when I met Lucia. But when my kids were born, I guess when I met Lucia too, it was I'd been through a lot. So you know what I'm saying.
Do steroids cause an imbalance in muscle size if you focus on some body parts more than others? Chaldean,
you're obsessed. When you shoot, I shot a lot of steroids into my arms. I'm not gonna lie, and it's oil-based steroids, and it can cause an imbalance if you put too much in one and not in the other. But the imbalance you're talking about again it's documented. It's from the fucking TLC show, documented the whole thing. It's on the internet where you show me with the blood, and I stick there with the fucking arm up, and you see the blood, this big giant balloon, and you see the blood. What do you want? Think what you want. Just think. If you want to consider it oil, whatever. You want to say I shot fucking motor oil in me.
Chaldean said,
I don't even care.
Chaldean said, I'm not trying to annoy you, bro. Sorry.
No, you're not annoying me.
Harry Nutt. Hi, Greg. Glad I caught you.
Oh, Harry Nutt. My boy Harry Nutt's on here. I love Harry Nutt. And Winmore's my guy, too. But listen, you're not annoying me. It's like, this. You know how long this has been going on, these questions? Like that same shit. You know what I mean? I learned one thing. You can't change people's opinion. You think what you want to think. You want to think that's what it is? I don't give a shit. I tell you what it is. Call me a liar, call me a liar. Whatever, been there, done that. It's been 20 fucking something years of that shit. And, the most hated man. Meanwhile, I wrote the top column in bodybuilding. Ramblin' Freak was the most read column in bodybuilding. Even like Triple H on stage, he's Dave Palumbo's boy. And when they asked him at the Arnold Classic, what's your favorite thing about muscular development? He said, I love the Ramblin' Freak. Dave Palumbo was backstage and heard. And he goes, oh, and the anabolic freak. He said the Ramblin' Freak. And everybody knows because Steve Blackman used to take a poll. My column used to win every year. Fucking, So it is what it is. I don't care. That's the way it is. You're not bothering me at all. How about the most proud moment you had? Sorry, I'm so nosy. Long time listener. The most proud moment. Jeez, I'm not sure. Maybe seeing my daughter win the most athletic girl or something. I don't know. I had a lot of pride. Yeah, for me, I look at my family shit's proud. See my son graduate from, like intelligence and be like, in the most elite part of the Army under Obama. And my son was elite. You know what I mean? And seeing him do that shit and seeing my daughter is a super athlete. She won most athletic girl. Her fucking plaque's on the wall right. I can't turn this right there. But I mean, shit like that. Shit for me is just superficial. It's always my kids. It's that's like makes me happy. I love the fact that my daughter was a fucking phenomenal athlete. My daughter's also a badass, so I love that shit. What else? Miss Bell says it was all natural. Well, my muscle. Are you talking about me, or are you talking about? I was natural for 23 years. Then I juiced the shit out of myself. I'm not gonna lie, and I did do oil-based steroids, and I did stick the oil-based steroids in my arms. I stuck them wherever I could. Won't stick it in the ass though, because injection sites swell, and I didn't want a big ass. I overdid the steroids. I admit it. I did a lot. Did 6,000. I just did do a bottle every other day, a full bottle, 10 cc's, 200 milligrams, and that doesn't count the fucking. I've said this a gazillion times. The sustenance and all that other shit that I stuck in there. Wait, Harry Nett wants to know: Is Bleckman still doing in the business of bodybuilding? He sounds like a smart guy. No, Steve. I think Steve retired. Took time. Listen, I'm still friends. With Steve. We text each other. He texted me and called me when I was in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Recently, I'm still friends with him. You know, the Dave and John. They could. You know, they have their own issues. I tell them I'm not getting involved in that. That's you guys. Got nothing to do with me. He's my boy. You know, Steve Bleckman is my boy. Steve Bleckman was good to me. He took me out of a garbage, out of the sewer. I was shit till he gave me that job. You know, and then I sunk it home. What do you want to know, Chidayan? What the hell is he asking me about Arnold's scrawny legs when you see him in the gym? Arnold looks like, what does it matter if he has scrawny legs? Come on, what are you doing? Are you that bored? Come on, stop that stupid shit. He's asking me about Arnold. Did Arnold have scrawny legs?
He has 0 quads.
Put it this way. He's won Mr. Olympia how many times? You know, have you won anything? Come on. You're asking stupid questions. Even the guys on here starting to look at you like, come on. You know, you got to relax.
When we're at times says, Lucia, are those dishes dollar store dishes? I hear them banging and crashing around.
Well, listen.
Haha, just messing.
Lucia is Mexican, and she has a thing about doing the dishes. See, we can play around.
Miss Bell says test was pharmaceutical, natural.
Oh, Miss Bell said that the test was pharmaceutical. Equals, it's got to be it's got to be pharmaceutical for me. I don't like these lab shit. You don't know what the fuck you're getting. Most of the time, even Dave talks about that. You're getting like, oh, I'm getting DECA. It's not really DECA. DECA is inexpensive. It's much more expensive to make than test. Is a cheap, easy drug to make. It's doesn't cost a lot. So they'll just put the fucking label, and guys like, oh, dude, I'm getting jacked from taking all this DECA and shit. Bullshit. You're taking tests. You don't even really realize that, you know. You got, sorry, she's washing her hands or something. So I'm like over here, got to fucking stick my face in the camera so you can see the shadow or whatever the guy called it. My stubble. What exercise is the best for chest? Dumbbell flies or you're who's asking me that? Kinley? I can't see really well, guys. I'm sticking my face right on there because I have bad eyes. You're asking me what's better, cables or dumbbell? I can't answer that. It's a matter of what you like. You have to, dude. One man's junk is another man's gem. I'll get 100 bodybuilders here. 50 of them will tell you cables are better. 50 of them will tell you dumbbells are better. It's a matter of who you believe. It's not who you believe. It's a matter of what you believe. It's a matter of what you try. You got to try it. You say, okay, let me do cables. Let me do dumbbells. Which one do you feel better? Whatever one's right for you. I can't tell you what you feel. I'd have to be in the gym and sit there with you and make you do both. And then you tell me which one, man, this really hit me. It's not that one's better than the other. You have to try. And bodybuilding is trial and error. You can't just, if that was the case, I could say, here, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's routine. You know what I'm saying? Do set for set, rep for rep, exercise for exercise, weight for weight, and you'll look like him. And it won't happen. It won't, because that's right for Arnold. It's not right for you. Some guys will go heavy, do the heavy duty, type training, like Dorian did. And other guys are like, no way. Yeah, I know. We're going.
Did you work out in jail? Did you lose?
No, there was no jail.
Did you lose a lot of size?
Who asked me that?
Did you lose? Let me finish reading the comment. Did you lose a lot of size of the Bavania during jail? New York, Chris, 718.
No, I had a lot of, there's no working out in jail. Where I was, there was no weights. There's none of that shit. And I did lose some size. But what happened is I had so much shit in me, it was like time released. Me and Dave Palumbo talk about it. I didn't do steroids for like 3-4 years after that, and I fucking still I was still jacked because it was slowly coming down because I had so much fucking that shit was pooled in me. You know what I mean? Okay, Harry Nutt was saying Arnold's legs were fine compared to the rest of the line. Yeah, today everybody's got giant legs. It's a different era, you know, and everybody's got these giant asses today too. It's you know, back in Arnold's day, nobody cared about striated glutes or any of that stuff. What's one of Bill Hall's asking? What's one of the worst things you've said that you wish you could take back? Oh, I mean, I did a lot of fucked up shit. But the thing the thing that I hurt the most over is the way I cheated on my ex-wife and the way I was with her, because she was great and I was bad. 100% my fault, 0% her fault. So if I could take anything back, it would be that.
Greg, I just picked up a Panasonic sound system with a 5-disc CD changer and
Who said that?
set deck on the side of the road. It works fine and sounds killer. Windward attack.
Windward's fine. Yeah.
Also, I picked up a 32-inch smart TV on the side of the road.
Wait, I gotta pee 1 second, and then I gotta get off
Yeah,
here
we
for a
gotta
second.
get out of here.
Oh, let me pee, and then I'll wrap it up. Hold on. All right, I gotta go in a minute, guys. What a piss! Holy
Greg, do
shit!
you drink alcohol these days?
No, I never drank alcohol in my life. I've never drank. Who asked me that? I've never even tasted
Mike
alcohol.
Wallace, Michael.
No, Mike Wallace. I've never drank alcohol. Has nothing to do with bodybuilding. Has nothing. I grew up idolizing my father. My father never drank. My father's father, my grandfather, who died before I was born. I've said this story before. He used to, make wine, Italian wine, and my father would help him make it. Yet my father never tasted the wine that he helped his father make, because my father was against alcohol. So my father was my idol. He still is. I still feel like my father's the smartest guy I ever met. He was a phenomenal father, and I miss my father. And he didn't drink, so I didn't drink. So that's the way it was. I never drank, never smoked. My girlfriend will tell you, I never even drink. I'll drink fucking, I'll drink it, like what do you call it? An energy drink or pre-workout. But I've never drank coffee. It has nothing to do with. It's not because I don't want the caffeine or any shit. I don't. Coffee is like gross to me. The smell of it and everything. So I just, but I don't take it. I never drank alcohol. I never drank any alcohol. Never tasted beer, wine. I've never tasted coffee or tea or any of that shit. So that's the way it is. My girlfriend will tell you, she's right here. But all right, I'm gonna have to go in a second here, guys. Trying to get Lee to do a Q&A with the live chat would be awesome. Yeah, I'll get Lee on here. The problem is, Lee and I are really close friends. The problem is, I don't know how to do this shit. I don't know how to get anybody on here. I think we tried, right, Lucian? We tried. It's very hard. I'm on a computer. I'm not on a phone. I don't, I'm on a, whatever, what's this? An Apple, whatever computer. I don't know what that was. Mac. Yeah, I'm bad, bro. You have no idea I'm bad with all this shit. Anyway, guys, listen. I love you guys, man. Wait, what's this say? biggest D between Armand,
even bother
Dave,
with
and
that.
Mark. What do you mean the biggest D? What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Figure.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Listen, I get along with all those guys. I don't want to get. I'm not getting
Miss Bell
involved in
said,
it.
I come from a Portuguese family that made wine. W. It, maybe she's saying it sucks. I don't know. It smelled like paint thinner.
Oh, Miss
Your dad.
Miss Bell said that the wine that she comes from a Portuguese family, and the wine her family made smelled like paint thinner. It all smells like paint thinner to me. I don't understand any of that shit. You know what I mean? I used to go to dinner with Steve Blackman. He'd sit there, him and my girlfriend. They'd sit there with the wine. They'd be smelling that shit. I'm like, what do you smell? This shit all smells the same to me. I can't fucking tell the difference, you know? Keith, dude.
Flag.
Valentino's a good guy. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. Cape Verde sent a flag. What kind of flag is that?
I don't know. Is it Nigeria?
Oh, Nigeria? Well, Cape Verde, God bless. All right, guys, listen. I love you guys, man. Thank you for being here. I will do it again next Friday, hopefully, right? Unless I have something going on, I'll do it again next Friday. Think of questions, just not stupid shit, but just think of questions, and then we'll have fun. All right. But for now, God bless all of you guys, and don't take things too tight in life. You know what I mean? Just enjoy that you're here, and let things. Note to self: let shit go. All right, don't be uptight. Don't be fucking want to kill everybody that's fucking on your bumper when you're driving and shit. Let them go.
Later, guys. Good to see
All right,
you.
I love you guys, man. Thank you so much for being here, man. You guys, God bless all of you. Thank you. Lucia said, later, guys. So
No,
I love you all.
there and Harry not.
Oh, okay. Bye, guys. Thanks again.